Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky15, and in this video I'll be giving you my Lucky15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing action. As usual here on the channel, before we get stuck into those, just want to apologise for not making a video over the last couple of days. You might remember that on Friday I went to Chepstow for the Silk series and making a documentary as part of my university coursework about female jockeys, so it was good to go up there. I didn't get back in the end until really late in the night and I didn't have a lot of time really to study the form. However, I did do a couple of vlogs over for the punters page this weekend. If you're unfamiliar with me and you haven't seen a lot of my work and you've been wondering where I've been, go and check them out on the punters page. I often give them a couple of other tips away from my YouTube channel here. You can just type in the punters page here on YouTube, or you go and follow them on Twitter. You'll find all the links to all the work I do. And yeah, so go and check it out if you haven't done so already. So enough of me waffling on. We'll get straight into the business end of things. And to kick things off tomorrow, we go to the 2:45 at Ripon, and I quite like the horse here called Solemes. It's round about 7-1 with bookmakers at the moment. Trained by Mcgonnall, whose yard are continuing to have a decent season. Franny Norton is booked for the ride. He's in red hot form at the moment. He's operating at a 26% strike rate, 14 wins in the last fortnight, so that's a good statistic there. This horse ran quite well 2 starts to go in the cellar, and it was quite a strong cellar for the grade at Goodwood, quite impressively winning by over 2 lengths, coming from off the pace. Was very well gambled on that day, I remember, because I was on it. And the second horse in that race, North Korea, went and recently won, boosting the form. There's also been a few good other runners from it that have come out and franked the form, so that was a solid effort. Then it went to Haydock next time, finished in 8th place. I think you could forgive it for that run. It was behind a pretty decent horse of Archie Watson's called Lucky15. I thought that was quite a hot race for the grade, and I think this horse is better than this. It's going to be a weak race tomorrow, or a weaker race I think, than what it's been competing in, and I thought this handicap mark of 67 was well within its grasp. And for me, at 13-2, 7-1 I've seen out there, with Mitch Shannon stables do well at the track. He often sends a lot of runners up to Ripon. He's got a very good strike rate considering he's all the way down in Oxfordshire. A bit of a long journey for him, but I could definitely see this one making the frame tomorrow. And I thought 7-1 wasn't even a bad each way bet if you just wanted to take that as a single and have a go on it. So for me, that's not a bad one to kick us off tomorrow. We then go to Ayr for the 4:05. I quite like this race. It was quite competitive, but the one that I quite fancy the chances of tomorrow is a horse called Brother Mcgonnall, 5-1 with bookmakers at the moment, seeking a 4-timer, trained by Tim Easterby, whose yard again have been in very good form. David Allen, one of their main jockeys, is booked for the ride. He's been riding well as well. Won over last time over the course in distance and very good style. Before that, it racked up a couple of wins, like we said. 2 starts ago, 1 at Beverley. The form of that has worked out well. A horse of Richard Fahey's called Delph Crescent has franked the form at the weekend by winning at York, so all the ticks in the right boxes there, and I thought really this horse could go very well for us tomorrow. It's around about 5-1 with bookmakers at the moment, best odds. I thought there could be a bit of a gamble on it tomorrow. It's a rapid improver, and I could definitely see this one going and getting another victory. So for me, Brother Mcgonnall it is in the 4:05. We then go to Windsor for the 5:50, and I know this is an apprentice race. I already mentioned that I'm making a documentary about female jockeys. I emailed apprentice rider, I interviewed apprentice rider Poppy Bridgewater at Newbury a couple of weeks ago, and she rode this horse that I'm tipping up here called Frantical. She said it didn't have much of a chance, but boy did it give her a good run. She nearly won that race in the end. It was complete outsider on the day, but it was a pretty decent apprentice race. There was some decent horses in that. A horse of Alan King's called Out the Question had been knocking on the door and eventually went and won, and that is definitely probably going to be a good handicapper horse, that horse of Alan King. So it was a decent effort behind that. The form's worked out not too badly as well, and I thought in a weaker race tomorrow at Windsor, with some bookmakers paying 4 places, again it could be a solid each way bet. Poppy Bridgewater's riding for a new boss, Tony Carroll. Both have been in pretty good form in recent weeks, and for me I could definitely see this one running a good race tomorrow, and at 8-1 that'll do for me. me, to round things off, we go to Wolverhampton for a bit of all weather in the 6:10, and I liked a horse here called So Brave. It's 7-4, best odds I've seen out there, trained by Archie Watson, whose stable have been in cracking form. Ed Greterex is booked for the ride, who's getting plenty of rides out for this stable. This horse won very well on its ever first appearance on a racecourse in cruising style at Lingfield, then went to a listed race at Newmarket. Disappointed that day, but I think there were a few things that went wrong for it that day. I thought back to Wolverhampton on the all-weather, on an easier test, an easier race, should see it go really close, and it's probably the one they've all got to beat. So for me, that's going to be the last selection to round off this video. So they're the selections for tomorrow's horse racing action. Hopefully we can have a good day. If you've got any comments, like to hear your feedback in the comments box below. Also as well, please subscribe to my channel here at Lucky15 on YouTube if you haven't done so already. You can also follow me on Twitter at Lucky15. That's the best place to follow me on social media. That's all I got to say. Please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.